Welcome in. This is going to be a gentle yoga class. You can do this in your bed before going out into the world for the day. You can do this on the floor. Make sure your space is clean. You won't need any props, but if you know that you like to have a pillow or a blanket, go ahead and stop the video, get your comfort stuff, a cup of water or tea, and come and meet me on the mat. We will just do a gentle yoga sequence that gives us a level of calm, joyfulness, peace, and hopefully clarity for whenever you finish the session and you move back out into the world, that you move so with more compassion, not only for yourself, but for other people. And all you have to do is find some place to sit. So get your water, and we'll begin. Sitting somewhere very, very comfortably. I'm sitting in Sukhasana up on a pillow, but you can be sitting on the edge of your bed or just sitting on the floor, just you and earth beneath you. Your hands are going to rest anywhere from open, receptive palms or downward facing palms. There is a very real, very different sensation when you flip your palms down. Often for me feels like a more of a grounding, solid type of experience. Whereas on other days, an open palm, a receiving type gesture feels more appropriate. Alternatively, your hands can rest over your torso, belly, stomach, solar plexus, heart. And for just a few moments, play around with mudra. So mudra is yoga in your hands. And it may just be that the first one you chose, or the second one, or the third, feels like that is the perfect spot. Feeling what it feels like to have chosen how you're going to be sitting right now. And once your first yoga posture is established, your mudra, your hand yoga, we just tap into the level or the type of breathing that we're doing right now. So without changing your breath cycles, acknowledging how your body's wanting to breathe. Without judgment, is it a bit more shallow and quick? Have you naturally started to breathe with a more deep, rhythmic, ocean type breaths, coming and going? Big swells, if you will, on the inhale and then the exhale. If it did feel a bit more shallow, hard to catch a breath, a sigh often feels very good for most people. And we'll just do it together. Now we'll do it 3 times. So we're just going to purposefully take in a deeper breath and exhale with an open mouth, with an audible sigh. So all you have to do is exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhaling. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. And again, even louder if you'd like to. Inhaling completely. And after several breaths like that, a couple breaths, my body usually likes to just take in that deeper breath even after the sound. Feels more accustomed, more available, more willing to participate in a little bit deeper breathing. And that's how we will breathe for the rest of our movement practice, our pranayama, dhyana, and dharana, which is our pointed focus, meditation, asana movement. They're always present. Our attention is here, right now. As much as we can, come back to the breath, to the moment feeling of being alive, right now. And from my heart to yours, I welcome you into our practice. Namaste. Let's get into our hands a little bit more, and arms. You're going to thread your fingers together and push palms forward towards me. Inhaling up, reaching, lifting the navel up towards the center, up above the crown, and exhale, roll the wrists and the hands out to the side. We're going to do that again. Threaded fingers, palms pressed forward, and inhaling, exhaling. And a simple side curve. I'm going to mirror you. So left hand drops and a right arm over, lifting, curving. So you've got this nice stretch and elongation happening all along your right side body. Breathing, curving even a little bit more deeply into that curve, that space. Once you've given it some time to adjust and become. And I'm going to inhale up and just windmill the arms over. So right hand drops, curving. Reaching, breathing. And then up. You're going to thread your fingertips, or your fingers behind you though this time. So shoulder blades glide towards each other. Your shoulders may even want to roll forward, around, and back towards each other behind you, and exhale, forward fold. And lift yourself up. Keep the hands threaded together. Press knuckles down or reaching them towards the ground. Lift through the center of the chest. Drop the shoulders. You can lift the chin. Release fingertips to the tops of the shoulders, elbows forward, around, and back. Breathing in and breathing out through your nose. And then change directions. And then you can release. Extend your left leg forward. Sole of the foot forward towards me. So the Janu Shirshasana. And for this first full body stretch, you're going to relax the ankle and the foot instead of flexing, unless of course you're a bit more open and you do want to have a little bit more action in the leg. Breathing in and then breathing out, you're just going to bow over the length of that leg. I've stopped at my point where I feel like I need to give myself a little bit of grace, that I'm not pushing, pulling muscle, but that I'm allowing it to open gradually. Let's say 3 more breaths. And we're going to lift up and we'll switch sides. Oh, this knee is happy that I've straightened it. And on an inhale, up, and exhale, bow, allowing yourself to adjust to what is happening, what is available on this side, as it may feel very different. And another breath in and out. And we're going to come on up, flip over to a tabletop position. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your fingers are spread wide, so there's a attention to detail in the hands. And then the knees are more or less underneath your hips, so there's a length between the hands and the knees. And our cat-cow tilts like we do over and over again. Feels good. Drop the belly soft towards the floor. Tailbone lifts, chest lifts. Inhale. And exhale. Draw the navel in towards the spinal column. Push the floor away. Exhale. And again on your own breaths. There may be a day where it feels just more natural to do it a bit more quicker, while as on other days, like today, for me, it feels more natural to go very, very slow. Inhaling and exhaling a few more. First downward facing dog, we are going to tuck the toes and take our time getting into this down dog exit. It's my first one. It's gonna feel like I need to give myself some grace. I'm gonna bring my feet wide. My hands have not changed positions. They are strong and the fingers are wide. Pedaling the feet. Let's say drop the right heel and pause. So the right leg is straight, the left knee is bent, and you're pressing the right heel down, breathing upside down. Feeling that energy rise all the way up from the floor, through the heel, down, up and down that whole right leg. And then you're going to switch it out. The left heel drops, right knee bends. And now you're going to find your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathing 3 more breaths upside down. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Drop the heels a little bit more. And float forward into a high plank. I'm going to narrow my feet into my high plank. And we're going to take Chaturanga Dandasana or knees, chest, chin, which is what I'm going to do today. So knees drop to the floor for support. Elbows in, chest, chin, and pull yourself forward onto the floor. Before we come up, we're going to do some cobra lifts. So I brought my feet a little bit wider just for some space in my lower sacral area. Your hands are by your chest, fingers spread wide. They have not changed. Shoulders up and towards each other, towards your back. Inhale, lift, Bhujangasana. Exhale, come down. 4 more lifts. Inhale. Exhale. I'm not using the strength of my hands, I'm using the strength of my back. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Exhaling. And again. And we're going to come into either cobra or upward facing dog if that's in your practice. I narrow my feet once again for upward facing dog so I can press down to the tops of my feet. This is where I start to bring more action into the hands and arms, straight-ish through the elbows. Pelvis drops, chest lifts. And over 10 toes on an exhale, downward facing dog. Very intentionally walk your hands and your feet towards each other. So it may be quite easy for you to walk up towards your hands, or it might feel more natural and easier in this moment now to walk the hands back towards the feet. Feet are wider than the hips, just a little bit. We're going to ragdoll hang. My knees are bent, my belly's over the thighs, opposite elbows. Once it doesn't feel like a pulling sensation in the low back, you can start to straighten through the knees if you'd like, but it is not necessary. Breathing upside down. fingertips drop. Strong through the feet, all the way up through the legs. Roll to stand. Roll your head out to the right, so just dropping the right ear to shoulder, roll around. And the other way. This is as much energy that we're going to bring up in our practice this morning, afternoon, evening. So if you remain seated, you are on your bed or in a chair, you can do this while seated, because the people who chose to be on the floor are up with us. And so just one more side stretch. Standing, inhaling your arms above your head, exhale, curve over to the left. So left arm, drop. Lift up through center, an extended mountain, and over to the right. And then up, another forward fold. So we're going to thread those fingertips together behind our back one more time. Roll shoulders around towards each other on the back. Breathing in and breathing out, forward fold. Drop the fingertips. We're going to come into Malasana. That's how us who are standing, we're going to come back down to the mat. Toes out, heels in. Bring your feet wide enough that the whole sole of the foot can be on the floor. Press it down, and from the navel up through the sternum. Lift, hands at your heart. Arms pressing into the interior of your knees, and knees pressing into your arms. Slowly release to the floor. Or Agni Stambhasana. Sometimes I can't even remember in English, but it's fire log pose. So I'm folding my legs together similar to how we began, but it's a little bit deeper, kind of like a double pigeon, where the outside of my left foot is inside of the crease of the right. Let's do some Kundalini rolls. You can also have something underneath your knee if that's kind of cranky right now. Circling. And circle the other way. And we're going to twist towards our top leg. So breathing in and breathing out. Bring the top of that forearm to the top of the left knee, twisting. And wrap around. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to come on up and we're going to switch sides. Lift, switch it out. Circle the torso around, just kind of getting the knees a little to settle, a little bit happier. And around, because we're bringing our weight in and around. And then a twist on an exhale, breathing in and breathing out, like we do. On an inhale, swing the chest forward, exhale, forward fold. Once again, each side is going to feel different, even if it's just slightly. And we honor those differences. Bring the feet forward, and we're going to come down onto our backs for our final portion. So once again, on the floor, on the bed, even on the couch, roll all the way down. Just letting your spine settle for a moment. And just some hugs of the knees into the chest. So bring the knees up and in towards you. I'm okay with bringing my knees narrow, but it may feel good for you to have your knees a bit wider. But it's really just a preference. And you're going to rock from side to side. It's just comforting shift, side to side. Breathing in and out through your nose. The occasional sigh. We're exactly where we need to be. Taking care of ourselves, moving prana around. And then the shuttle shift side to side is going to turn into those little circles of the knees. So let's say up and around to the right. For me today, it feels really, really delicious just to move very, very slowly. My low back feels a little tender, but you may feel more energized, and doing these circles a little bit more energetically is completely fine. We're practicing in a way that we're being tender with ourselves. And just gently switch the direction of the circles. So up and around and over. And then we're going to take a very simple twist. So arms out into a T, chest open towards the ceiling. Shoulders are going to stay anchored to the floor as much as we can. If you've got a pillow or something nearby that you're going to use for support for the lower leg, you can go ahead and get it. We're going to take the knees over to the right. You might even bring the feet a little bit further apart from each other so little triangles hang over. Breathing in a supine twist. Sink a little bit more deeply into that twist, and then we're going to lift up and over to the left, finding that sweet spot for your knees and your ankles, your feet, the whole leg. To let go. It's entirely up to you. If you would like to do anything else that you know that you like to do as far as your yoga movement, you can go ahead and do it. If this is the end of what you have time for today, we always practice Shavasana. It is not to be skipped. It is arguably the most important pose, and all that you're going to do is open up the right leg down, the left leg down. Keep your arms out and wide open. Maybe even draw the hands down a little bit just so that the shoulder blades can be heavy towards the floor. And there's this feeling of okayness. We've done the work, and now it's time to rest. We've done the work, and it's time to rest. For about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't have to do anything. Not a thing in the world needs to be done right now except rest. of spaciousness washes over you. Vibrancy, electricity, heaviness, something entirely different. Maybe even if you're lucky, a smile creeps up to the edges of your lips. Just this little upturn of the mouth. A smile. You can even imagine the shape of a smile, the feeling of a smile floating down into the heart space. A smile at the heart. And down into the belly, the shape of a smile. Just the slightest shift, a breath or just a subtle movement reminds you that you're right here, right now, and everything's just fine. You might even say to yourself, everything's going to be okay. Because it is. Everything's going to be okay. And when it's time to move, you're going to just make subtle shifts. A movement and a pause, maybe some more knee rocking, a little animal stretch, reaching. I enjoy laying on my side in a fetal position for a few breath cycles at least before I come up from asana practice. It's always just a preference if you feel like you want to roll up and or if you want that more subtle transition, laying on your side.